Nearly 3,000 Russians killed in last 4 days of war, Ukraine. Body language expert struggles to believe Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's stories about Meghan meeting royals. Steve Bannon issues warning to Donald Trump. California police identify gunman in Monterey attack that killed 10 people, injured 10 others in mass shooting. Donald Trump looks like a total fool.
This is breaking news.
I'm Erin Burnett in Washington.
Nearly 3,000 Russians killed in last 4 days of war, Ukraine. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry calculates that deaths of Russians during the war keep mounting at a rate higher than earlier in the war. The amount of Russian deaths is almost at 3,000 just over the last 4 days, Ukraine reports. The Defense Ministry on Sunday listed 600 Russians killed, which brings the 4-day total to 2,290 Russian casualties. Russia has now lost an estimated 120,760 soldiers since the war began in late February 2022. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky during his New Year's address to the nation said Russia is afraid and that he senses fear. They are afraid. You can feel it. And they are right to be afraid. Because they are losing. Drones, missiles, anything else will not help them. Because we are together. And they are together only with fear, Zelensky said. Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine is nearing the 11-month mark. Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24, 2022, but failed to take the capital of Kiev, getting pushed back by Ukrainian fighters. Ukraine fighters have also shown a staunch defense in northern cities like Kharkiv, where they have pushed Russian troops back toward the nearby border. Russia, despite many losses in the war entering its 49th week, has shifted focus to eastern and southern Ukraine. That includes a strong presence in the Black Sea. Ukraine is gaining more support from the West, particularly from the United States and Germany, for tanks and new air defense systems that can protect the country from Kh-22 missiles, like the ones that destroyed Dnipro a week ago. Ukraine's Office of the Prosecutor General said it was Russia's 52nd Guards Bomber Aviation Regiment. According to preliminary information, the Kh-22 missile was used. This type of missile leads to the greatest human casualties, because the missile is extremely inaccurate, has a huge deviation. Therefore, the use of such weapons for targets in densely populated areas is clearly a war crime, the Ukraine office said in a Telegram post. This type of rocket was used in Sergeyevka and Kremenchuk. It can be launched by a single Russian unit, the 52nd Guards Bomber Aviation Regiment. The Kh-22 missiles were largely responsible for massive destruction and deaths Saturday in Dnipro, located in the contentious eastern Ukraine, where Russia has already occupied many territories and battles to save that territory. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky last Saturday released a video that showed a 9-story apartment in Dnipro that had been reduced to rubble, killing at least 5 people. Eternal memory to all whose lives were taken by Russian terror. The world must stop evil. Debris clearance in Dnipro continues. All services are working. We're fighting for every person, every life. We'll find everyone involved in terror. Everyone will bear responsibility. Utmost, Zelensky wrote. Body language expert struggles to believe Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's stories about Meghan meeting royals. A body language expert said he was struggling to believe a moment in Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Netflix documentary Harry and Meghan. The Sussexes shared stories of Meghan meeting Prince William, Kate Middleton, and Queen Elizabeth for the first time, but their recollections seem a bit implausible, the expert says. During the Netflix documentary, Meghan recalled meeting Prince William and Kate for the first time, noting that it didn't go well because she assumed they were huggers like her. Meghan claimed that she didn't realize how formal royal family members are. I was a hugger and have always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits, she explained. There is a forward-facing way of being and then you close the door and you are like, oh, great. We can relax now," Meghan added, but that formality carries over on both sides. "And that was surprising to me." During the Netflix documentary, Meghan recalled meeting Prince William and Kate for the first time, noting that it didn't go well because she assumed they were huggers like her. Meghan claimed that she didn't realize how formal royal family members are. "I was a hugger and have always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits," she explained. "There is a forward-facing way of being, and then you close the door and you are like, oh, great. We can relax now," Meghan added, but that formality carries over on both sides. "And that was surprising to me." Spidey found one part of Meghan's storytelling peculiar. "There is something else in that clip that she said that I'm having a really hard time believing, and even if I believe it, it's not a great look," he said. He explained, "If you're being introduced to royalty too, at that time, second heir to the throne because she's meeting William and Catherine, that either Harry would have said something in order to prepare her." Spidey continued, "And if he didn't, you would expect that she would ask, out of respect." He added, "I'm struggling with that. I'm struggling to believe that they didn't have that conversation, nobody told her, that she didn't know. If that is the case, she didn't ask, out of respect. It's not a great look for me that she didn't care." Spidey also shared his thoughts on how Prince Harry said Meghan's first time meeting the Queen was a shock to her and she didn't know what to expect. The body language expert again wondered why no one gave Meghan tips before meeting the Queen. "A part of me would expect that anybody who was in a situation where they're going to meet the Queen would be given certain instructions," he said. Spidey again said he struggled to believe that Harry didn't clue Meghan in or that a staff member didn't prep her as to what she's supposed to do. The analyst also called Prince Harry's behavior highly suspicious based on body language that indicates increased odds of deception. Harry licks his lips, which shows stress, and also touches his face, both of which are indicators of deception, according to the expert. The Duke of Sussex also hesitates quite a bit and repeats his words 3 times. Spidey noted that Harry was thinking of what to say. "He's very stressed about this," he said. It's reasonable that Harry's gestures reflect how stressful that first meeting was, but, Spidey noted, take these behaviors and combine it with the fact that I simply have a hard time believing that nobody prepped her a little bit about meeting the Queen. Steve Bannon issues warning to Donald Trump. Former President Donald Trump has received a stern warning over a supposed addition to his leadership team from his one-time advisor, Steve Bannon. Trump recently announced that he will be launching his presidential campaign staff in South Carolina, a key early primary state, on Tuesday with a special event in Columbia. Among those tipped to appear at the event are the state's Republican Governor Henry McMaster, who has already spoken out in support of Trump's 2024 bid, and Senator Lindsey Graham, who is expected to endorse him soon, according to the Washington Post. This latter addition to the event appears to have raised alarms with Trump's former advisor, as Bannon took to his War Room program on the conservative news network, Real America's Voice, to denounce the senator as a